The 69th year of Asia-Africa Conference was held in Adama town under the theme Listen to the Voice of the Youth. Harambee University organized the conference in collaboration with Embassy of Indonesia. Speaking on the event, Ambassador of Indonesia to Ethiopia, Albusyra Basnur, appreciates Harambee University's dedication to promoting dialogue, understanding and collaboration among nations, adding Indonesia is grateful for this partnership and organizing the event. He accentuated that he is deeply committed to fostering stronger ties between the two countries grounded in the principle of solidarity, mutual respect, and shared prosperity.
First of all, I would like to convey my high gratitude and sincere appreciation to Harambee University for, together with the Embassy of Indonesia in Addis Ababa, organizing the commemoration of the 69th anniversary of the Asia-Africa Conference here in this lovely campus, Harambee University, and also great city, Adama. Harambee University dedication to promoting dialogue, understanding, and collaboration among nations is commendable, and we are deeply grateful for this partnership in organizing this significant event today. My dear friends, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, with the theme of Listen to the Voice of Youth, we come together to reflect on the historic significance on the Asia-Africa Conference and how it continues to shape the relationship between Asia and Africa. As the ambassador of Indonesia to Ethiopia, Djibouti, and the African Union, I am deeply committed to fostering stronger ties between our two countries, grounded in the principle of solidarity, mutual respect, and shared prosperity.
Dr. Haptamu Taka, president of Harambee University, also delivered a message to the attendants that enhancing vocational training and aligning educational curriculum with market needs can prepare youth for employment, encouraging entrepreneurship through funding, training, and supportive policy, expanding internet access and digital literacy programs can help young people to create their own opportunity.
Africa and Asia youth face numerous issues, many of which overlap due to common challenge of developing regions, yet they also experience unique challenges specific to their respective contexts. High rate of youth unemployment and underemployment are significant issues. Economic growth in many African and Asian countries has not kept pace with the number of young people entering into the job market. While access to basic education has improved, the quality of education remains inconsistent. Many youth lack the skills needed for the job market, particularly in rural areas. Young people face with health challenges, including HIV/AIDS in Africa, and malnutrition and infectious disease in both regions. Mental health issues are also growing concern. Divide where many people in the rural areas lack access to digital education and opportunity. Pollution and environmental degradation, particularly in industrialized countries like India and China, pose health risks and affect quality of life. Cultural exchange and the soft power play important role in African and Asian diplomacy. Countries use cultural diplomacy to enhance their image, build relationship, and promote mutual understanding.
You have to create international connectivity, international networking. Don't be just satisfied with what you have in your domestically, in your village, in your campus, in your city, in your country. No, that's not enough. There are so many things out there, out of Ethiopia, waiting for your roles, waiting for your thought and your creation. As I said, my friend Dr. Mulacho already mentioned it, and I'll repeat. You are not only belong to Harambee University, you are not only belong to the city of Adama, you are not only belong to the Ethiopia, you are not only belong to African continent, but you are belong to the world. The global world is waiting for your very pivotal role. So, to make it happen and succeed, please establish international connectivity. Now, today is the right time for me to remind you, because we are commemorating anniversary of Asia-Africa Conference. The first one. The second one is that, I think this is for the second time I reminded you, is that the importance of emotional intelligence, beside the high grade you got from the campus. 80% of the success of the executives, of the general managers, wherever they are, 80% because of emotional intelligence. Not only because of the high grade they got from the university. What is that? Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the capability and the ability of someone to adapt themselves with the surroundings where they are working. I repeat, in short, emotional intelligence is that our and your ability to adapt yourself with your environment. That is emotional intelligence. And in fact, 80% of the success of the people in the world, that is based on emotional intelligence.
The conference aimed at listening to the voice of the youth is paramount important in strengthening the relations of both Asia and African nations. It was learned that the fruit of the conference is converting the minds of the youth.
Enhancing vocational training and aligning educational curricula with market needs can better prepare youth for employment. Second, encouraging entrepreneurship through funding, training, and supportive profiles can help, supporting policy can help young people create their own opportunity. Third, expanding internet access in the digital literacy programs can bridge the digital divide and open up new avenues for learning environment and employment. Number four, policies and the programs that promote youth involvement in political process and the decision making can help address the specific need and aspiration. Addressing these issues requires concerted effort from governments, NGOs, the private sectors, and international organizations to create a more supportive environment for Africa and Asia youth to thrive.
Today, Harambee University prepared a very significant workshop or conference that mainly focused on listening to the use of the voice, which is very significant in connecting the two nations, Asia and Africa. So the main purpose for launching these conferences, any nation, any country's base is youth, so the youth need to be grown with harmonious developed personality. So for that, Harambee University prepared this special wonderful conference in which government officials, ambassador of Indonesia, other scholars from different universities, from Gondar University, Adama Science and Technology University. Many scholars participated. So the fruit of this conference is converting or changing the mind of our youth. Unless we work on our youth, any strategy will not succeed. So to have a right strategy, the university should be pioneer in working on youth. So for that, we wrote different books, and today we presented different articles, papers, in which the youth can get benefit.
It was also mentioned on the conference that the global issue is empowering the youth and including youths in all sectors. According to Dr. Haptamu Taka, Indonesia has so many experiences and Ethiopians should exercise those experiences in their country. Adding, Ethiopia has big number of youths and to transform economy of the country, it needs to work on the youths.
We start last month ago with the initiation of Ambassador Albusyra Basnur of Indonesia to Ethiopia, Djibouti in the African Union, and Harambee University. The reason why we do this, as you know, Asian African diplomacy have started last long years ago. This is a time when they established Asian African diplomacy. Based on that, what we did, nowadays the global issue is empowering the youth and also including our youth in all aspects, in politics, in economics, and in social development. So what we make is that listen to youth's voice. This is the title we select because if we include youths, if they participate in all aspects, they are making a difference and they are very important to contribute to country's development and the social transformation. Basically, it needs mindset. If we are not work on youths, really, we are not able to successful. They are the leader of the present and also they are the leader of the future. So working on the mindset of the student, the youngsters are very crucial. Maybe that is why we make this conference to be happen in this way. And then one of the main reasons why we prepare this type of conferences, at least to contribute in mindset of the youth. Because youth are, as I said, they are the determinant in country development, in politics, whatever so. So what we have to do, we have to create incubation centers to develop where the users are creating new technology and other things. That is why we are doing such type of conference. We have to share experience of the world. Especially Indonesia is one of the fourth economy in the world. There are so many rich experience they do have. We want to share those things. We have to work on how we make those experiences abroad to be exercised in our country. So the basic why this conference is conducted, the major objective is to work on youngsters, especially in our youths, because they are creative, they are highly innovators, they are technology dependent. So sometimes if you are not working on the mind of the users, really we are not able to succeed as we plan. So Ethiopia have a huge number of users. More than 60% of our population is youngster. So having this into consideration as a potential, in order to transform Ethiopia to its economy, we have to work on our users. That is why the basic purpose of this workshop.
Indonesia and Ethiopia have a very long history, according to Ambassador Albusyra, and it started when a delegation from Ethiopia attended the Asia-Africa Conference in 1955. But the official diplomatic relations between both countries opened in 1961.
Indonesia, Ethiopia has a very long history, even before the ASEAN-African Conference in 1955. As we know that ASEAN-African Conference, organized in the city of Bandung in Indonesia, on 18 to 24 of April 1955. Very interesting because during that conference, a delegation from Ethiopia already there attended the conference. And in fact, in 1955, Indonesia and Ethiopia have not yet the diplomatic relations. Our diplomatic relations officially opened in 1961. So you can see that how important our bilateral relations, Ethiopia and Indonesia. So after we opened our diplomatic relation in 1961, and then we immediately opened our embassy in Addis Ababa. So for your information, my dear friends, Indonesia is the only country in Southeast Asian nation has the resident ambassador in Addis Ababa. So until now, starting from 1961 up to now, 2024, Indonesia is the only country has a resident ambassador in Addis Ababa. And in 2016, Ethiopia officially opened the resident or assigned the resident ambassador in Jakarta. So starting, from the opening of the diplomatic relations of our two countries, our bilateral cooperation, especially in economy, social, culture, education, and of course politics, has been developing very, very, fast and rapid. And I'd like to talk about the cooperation between Indonesia, bilateral cooperation in economy, for instance. Our bilateral volume in trade always increasing every year. One thing that is very interesting is that now there are 6 Indonesian companies investing in Ethiopia, including, I believe that you are familiar with this product, instant noodle Indomie, and also the soap B29. Actually, there are so many other Indonesian companies are, interested to invest here in Ethiopia. And during my time, I started my duty in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia in 2019. So I've been here working as the ambassador of Indonesia in Addis Ababa more than 5 years already.
The president of Harambee University and the vice president for postgraduate and international relations explained the importance of education and educating human resources in building and transforming a country.
Without education, it is not possible to sustain the development. Every development, the source of development is education, technology. That comes through education, through learning. So what I can say, the role of youth in country development, in whatever the case, is very important. Without youth, country development will never be sustainable, because they are powerful. They are a power for development. They are a power for societal development. They are a power for politics. So the youth have to play everything, because they have to include it in society. As they are element of the society, they are the powerful, energetic. They are innovative at the same time, very easy for technology, and then they are close to technology and the new innovation. Without technology, development will not come. So youths are really, I can say, they are everything for the country. Without youth involvement, without youth education, the development of the country will not be realized. So basically, we have to focus on mindset of our youths. The base of development is not the natural resource we have. It is a human resource we have. You can cite Japan, that stood third in the economic development, but Japan may not have resource. The Japan resource is a human resource. So we Ethiopians, we have the young population. We Africans have the young population majority, around 65%. We need to work on young our young mind attitude need to be positive. To make our young mind and attitude positive, we have to feed the right knowledge, the right education, so that our youth can work on the right direction. So for this purpose, Rambe University, in collaboration with Indonesian Embassy, prepared this conference. Hope this conference brings insights that strategically benefit our youth, mainly in the area of attitudinal change. Because once attitude is geared in the right direction, then the other parties will work well. That is why we are mainly focusing on working on the youth, on working on the young generation, and we keep on working on this because success may not come overnight. So we need to continually working on it, and we did so for the past couple of years, and we keep on doing that. So now almost we have got a good recognition from different working groups, and we play our role as a university, working on mind, working on our youth. Hopefully we will succeed and we will achieve the target. We will support the government in this regard. This is my message.
Ambassador Albusyra mentioned that he is dedicated to working to foster the economic cooperation between the two countries in trade and investment.
My main duty to increase and develop the economic cooperation between our two countries is not only about the trading, but also investment. My dear friends, one thing that the very important history in the history of our bilateral economic relation, in 2022, Embassy of Indonesia, I successfully sent a delegation, a very big delegation, to attend the Trade Expo Indonesia in Jakarta, 2022. It was around 80 businessmen from Ethiopia. So it was the biggest economic delegation from African continent, the first ever, never happened before. So it shows that how important economic cooperation between our two countries. The first forum organized in 2018. This forum will focus on economic cooperation. And now if I'm talking about education, this is very, very interesting because the education in cooperation between our two countries since the last 4 or 5 years is booming rapidly and very fast. Now, just about 2 weeks ago, I myself witnessed, together with the Ethiopian ambassador in Jakarta, Professor Fekadu, we witnessed the signing of the MOU between two universities, Indonesian universities and Ethiopian universities. That was the 34th MOUs signed by universities in Indonesia and in Ethiopia. And especially during my time, I already pushed to sign 32 MOUs within 5 years. Before I came here, there were only 2 MOUs signed by universities from our two countries. I believe there are so many other, universities in Indonesia and also in Ethiopia interested to sign the MOUs. And if we are talking about the social and cultural cooperation, I'd like to inform you, my dear friends, that Embassy of Indonesia in Addis Ababa organized a number of agendas, event cooperation. Among others are, the first time, last July 2023, Embassy of Indonesia in Addis Ababa organized the Ethiopia-Indonesia Youth Exchange Program, the first ever. And also, we regularly organize the Ethiopian-Indonesian Young Entrepreneurs Forum. We organize it, I think, about 5-6 times already. And also, we have the Youth Connect program, the Zoom meeting programs, youth exchange program, and also student exchange programs. I'm a career diplomat, and I was the youth activist. I was an alumni of the international youth exchange programs. So I believe on the power and the important role of youth in diplomacy.